Hi, it's Gwyneth here on a fabulous Feel Good Friday, doing my utmost, I promise, to help you feel good about yourself so that you can market yourself, promote yourself, build strong working relationships, pitch for that business contract that you want, all that stuff when it comes to you really showing up as the authentic, fabulous being that you are. Now, yesterday I delivered my first workshop. It was a hybrid workshop, so there were human beings and there were a lot of people online as well, or a few people online, and it's the first workshop I've actually had to travel to somewhere to deliver this workshop since, crikey, actually now I think of it, the last workshop I delivered was actually last year in 2019. Okay, so that's the first thing. So I did a couple of daft things. I noticed when I got up I had left some toiletries at home. I'd forgotten about, I hadn't brought hairspray with me. I'd also forgotten to bring my little sum up box that allows me to take people payment from people because I sell my books at my workshops. And there are a couple of other stupid little things. Then when I left where I'm staying, I left my phone plugged in, so I had to park the car and run back in, and all the rest of it. Anyway, so you can't drive into the Vienna International Centre unless you work there. So I went to the park and ride, a journey I have done many, many times before. Parked the car, walked to the underground station, had my mask on. Everybody's got to wear masks, absolutely fine, no problem with that, happy to wear a mask. And all of a sudden my stomach started churning, and I felt sick. There's no two ways about it. As I was buying the tickets for the underground, I was getting very confused about, getting into the elevator. Which level do I have to get on? There was a woman in the elevator with me. She said, no, we have to go there. I had pressed the wrong button. And I thought, this is so stupid. I've done this journey so many times before. But it was that self-saboteur really starting to kick in. Because whenever we are afraid, apprehensive, fearful, we might be telling ourselves, I've got this, I can do this. But because on a subconscious level, we are still feeling fearful, apprehensive, a little bit uncertain, we encourage ourselves to do stupid things. Not always stupid things, but like leaving toiletries behind, for leaving your phone plugged in, so you've got to park the car, run back and get it, and all this kind of stupid stuff. And I thought to myself, I got to the Vienna International Centre and I went through security. And I have to say, security were absolutely brilliant, very friendly. My heels beep, they always beep, and everybody's with face masks and all the rest of it. But the whole time I was so nervous about going there, getting on this stupid underground train, going into the VIC, setting up for a workshop. And ironically, the workshop I delivered was emotional intelligence in the workplace, working under pressure. So it's all about managing your emotions, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth, not blaming others, not, looking for outside reasons about why you might be feeling weird. And I thought to myself, if I am feeling like this, doing this journey after many, many months, and only for a day, mind, only for a 1 day workshop, and I consider myself to be somebody who's, fairly got it all together. But I thought, crikey, how are the people feeling who potentially don't enjoy their job, or who are really, really worried about going on public transport because of the germs they might be picking up, despite all the masks and the disinfectants and the plastic gloves and all the rest of it. This entire pandemic has not just been about doing things differently. People are talking about the new normal. There is no normal. Let's face it, new normal doesn't exist. Nothing is normal anymore. Every day is different. But how are other people feeling? How are you feeling about the about potentially going back into work, having to get back on public transport? I mean, I remember my days in London when we were packed like sardines. It was horrible. It was one of the reasons I left London in the first place. But how are you actually managing your emotional state? A lot of people I know, they're telling themselves, got to pay the bills, got to go back to work, must be grateful for having a job, and all the rest of it. But I thought to myself, don't underestimate the emotional impact that this pandemic has had on every single one of us on a daily basis. Now, like I said, the irony of this was that I was delivering a workshop on emotional intelligence, and so it was very easy for me then to pull myself back from the brink and to I don't want to say pull myself together, but yeah, that's what I do. Bring myself away from this feeling of feeling sick, feeling uncertain, feeling fear about germs in general. And I know I've spoken about this before, but I wanted to share with you again a couple of things, excuse me, that can really bring you back to where it is you need to be, because your well-being right now is of the utmost paramount importance. And even if you say, yes, I do need, excuse me, need to pay the bills, there is no point in you making yourself ill doing it. I know that some organisations, are having issues now because people have been off work for so long, and they've said, yeah, this is all working absolutely fine. There is actually no need for me to go back to the office. Well, it's fine for a little while maybe, but I think people get bored of it eventually, or maybe they'll just leave their job. But like I said, a couple of things to remind you. So the best thing in the world, if you are feeling that kind of apprehension, is to go into a cubicle, a toilet cubicle, bathroom, whatever, shut yourself in where nobody can see you and do some tapping. Do some EFT. Even though I am beside myself with fear about getting on this train, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm very, very fearful of going into this building because I don't know how many people might be ill, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm delivering a workshop on emotional intelligence, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Honestly, and it's one of the things I talk about in the emotional intelligence workshop as well. When you resist that emotion, when you resist that fear, you might as well be banging your head against a brick wall. You might as well be having that brick wall pressing against you. Whenever you feel fear, whenever you feel apprehension, whenever you feel uncertainty, you don't have to have the answers. You don't even need to know why you are feeling like that. Don't try and self-analyze. You could drive yourself even more crazy. The most important thing when you are feeling that fear, uncertainty, apprehension, and like I did this morning when I was trying to buy my tickets for the underground, physically sick, the best thing you can do is to acknowledge that you are feeling what you're feeling and then release that emotion. And like I said, tapping, in my opinion, is absolutely the best thing in the world to do that. I would love to hear from you to find out how you're actually feeling about going back to work, or if you haven't yet gone back, what you're thinking about going back to work when it happens. Because I think that although I've spoken to a few employers about managing the return to work, like I said, I consider myself to be somebody who's fairly on the level and got it together and all the rest of it. And I was very surprised by my own response yesterday morning. So I think more needs to be done about actually helping people back into the workplace. There is no more normal. Every day is different. Let me know. What do you think? How could I help you manage this part of your emotional intelligence? And on that note, I wish you a fabulous Feel Good Friday, an amazing weekend, loads of love, and bye for now.